Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back. It is Brandon again with Campbell Fitness, and you are watching my deadlift and squat session from earlier today, which is Saturday, May 11th. Now for this again, I'm doing the Wendler progression, so this would be considered a 3+ day, and I'm starting with deadlifts. The first set there was of 320, second set of 370 here. Again, just working with my pulls. You'll see I'm not using any straps now, but as you see into my third set, which is my plus set, I am going to go ahead and throw straps on just because I'm assuming I can get a decent amount of reps with this weight, which is 420 pounds, and my grip is probably just not used to doing that much high work as far as reps go. So going ahead and go here. My idea initially, I was thinking in my mind I'd probably get around 10 or so. You can see at the very end of the bar, you see these very skinny black little plates. Those are actually 5-pound plates. However, these were actually a little bit bigger than the rest of the plates I were using, and this kind of pissed me off because when I'm dropping the bar here, they weren't very cushioned as they're very stiff, hard plastic, where the rest of those bumper plates are actually soft rubber sandwiched between the actual normal metal weights. So this kind of threw me off a little bit, but I was still able to get a good 12 reps. And I actually think I can probably have got a couple more on these, but again, I'm not usually used to the endurance that it takes to do this many actual reps. So I decided with 12, that would be actually fairly good. And definitely kicked my ass. I was struggling afterwards, got to catch my breath as you can see here. I then moved on to doing some squats. Now for these, I was doing box squats. This is something I've been doing to help work on some of that butt wink. Although you can still kind of see it here a little bit, and I think it's because I wasn't really focused on bringing my knees and pushing them out so much. Now for these box squats, I'm just using it more as a touch and go for these initial sets. That's what I wanted to do. Traditional box squats, you do actually rest more on the actual weight itself, and you can see I have a weight there. Now for the second one, I used a smaller plate, and my first rep, I wasn't really expecting it. I think I forgot that I actually used a smaller weight. As you can see in the last like 2 inches or so, right there, I kind of shake a little bit only because I wasn't exactly sure how far I was going to go down. But my idea for these, when I'm doing these, are trying to push my butt out as far as I can, more sit back instead of sit down. And you can see this in my knees, as my knees aren't really tracking as far forward because again, I'm trying to push my butt out there. So the first set was 225, second set 275. I then jumped up to 295 here. And I think for this set, I really focused on pushing out with my knees, and I think you can see how this affects my butt wink as it's not as prevalent here. So it's a little bit muted. And again, this is something that I've been working on. I find the deeper I go, because of my lack of mobility in my hamstring and flexibility and just sometimes how my knees track, I'll get more of a wink as I go lower and lower. But again, for me, getting parallel or just below is fine. Going ass to grass is great as well. I'll do a video on the differences between the two and my thoughts on the whole process. You then see my next set here of 315. So I just did about 5 total sets on this. I didn't show you my warm-up sets, so I did a couple of warm-up sets as well, but just 5 sets of 5. Again, just really working on form. And that's what I like to do in these cases when I do, like, let's say heavy deadlifts first. I like to follow it up with squats and work on form. And on the flip side, if I do heavy squats first, I like to go ahead and then do deadlifts and just, again, work on form. And you guys have seen plenty of videos like that. So for my last working set on squats, I dropped the weight to 225, and I spent some more time in the hole, if you will, and working more on exploding up. Now on this, when I'm doing this, I'm really trying to squeeze those glutes together to get more of that involvement, as I have the tendency to have what most refer to a white man's ass, meaning very skinny and not a lot of junk in the trunk. So it's something I'm working on. But overall, it was a great session after this. Went out for breakfast and I can't complain. So thanks for watching, everybody. In the meantime, stay big.